All right, so in this kit, you're going to get a variety of different designer templates, which are so fun to kind of build and create little sceneries inside of this mason jar to really kind of reinforce the whole point of, collecting moments, not things, right? That life is full of these moments, experiences and adventures that we allow ourselves to take and to create. And so we're going to do just that. We're going to create these little sceneries inside of the mason jar that I'll be honest, were so fun. I could have created many of them. And so that's what we're just going to do, is we're going to kind of play with this to kind of see the various options. So for example, you have kind of this cabin look, which can be your focus point, and then you can layer some trees up behind it. If you want it to be a night scene, you can add a little moon. As easy as that, so fun. Also inside of it is this focal, maybe if you're camping or outdoors, right? You could do something like this as well. Maybe there's a little river, maybe not into the tent, right? But for the most part here, actually, let's do the river with the mountain. There we go. So there's another focal point of the mountain. And you could do a little burst of sun coming behind the mountain, maybe a sunrise or a sunset. Really pretty to kind of set that mood. And of course, utilize your paper to really enforce that feel and that aesthetic that you're going for. And then of course, I love the little tent. It's so much fun. And putting a little tree, you could put some in the front and do something fun like that. So various designs and choices that you could do if you're going hike, if you're going camping, if you're out just in nature in general, just building up some fun ones, whether it is hiking or sleeping in tents or a camper or whatever, just kind of building those scenes with these elements, these designer templates to play, to create as you do such. And then of course this little tag just to kind of build little sentiments. We do have it, of course, in our printable that we provide for convenience. So if you happen to have the paper as well, those are a lot of fun. I believe one says collect adventures. This one right here that I'm about to adhere together says collect moments. There's also various different ones. Into the Wild was another version, and then also just a plain one that you could journal on or add any of your own sentiments too. So I honestly had so much fun. It was so fulfilling and just relaxing in its own way to just kind of create these little focal points for your layout. So for this one, I did trace out a mason jar out of just some white cardstock. I wanted to bring a softness in by cutting a top layer out of vellum, and so I did do that. Now I didn't want to place mine inside. I felt like it kind of got lost a little bit, although that could be really cute, especially if you're building like a shaker or something like that, which would be such a fun idea as well. So I'm gonna just layer those two together, and I just traced out a top piece. So just trace that little piece out of, the paper here. I just took a piece of paper. And when you only want to add a little accent piece, you just trace the portion that you want and then add that. I did add some pop-up to kind of give it a little dimension there. And then chose to pull in some cork paper that I have. And it's, usually when you use this kind of specialty paper, it really does go a long ways because you're using it in small little pieces. But I really love that texture that it gave. And then just cut some little bits of pieces out of your scraps. You can create so many of these because it really just takes scraps of scraps, little small, tiny little pieces to kind of build out these little designs. But how fun is that, right? Super cute. And that is gonna go here on my page that I am just finishing up and about to take some pictures on, where we were up at kind of this retreat getaway, staying in this cabin. So I thought it was perfect. And I chose to do the sun just because it was such a happy, bright, moment. It was really exactly what we needed, just to kind of rejuvenate and connect with one another. So it was an amazing family retreat that we did. And nature has a way of kind of doing that, right? Helping you rejuvenate and reconnect. So for me personally, anyhow. Anyways, so that's kind of a look at the mason jar, and of course the scenery elements and the various different ways, so many different ways that you can just play and try different things out. And really quickly, I'll just point out on this one, I just took the triangle number 2, and because on this trip which was a different trip than the previous pictures, and I love that I was able to scrapbook all these memories with this kit. Anyways, we had stayed in some teepees to kind of change it up from a tent or a cabin or a thing for this family vacation getaway. And so I took triangles 2 and I just cut it up the middle and then fold back the edges like you see here. And then of course added some trees and a moon for a touch of layers and to, depth to the scenery. So that was really fun. And then of course just added a top here as well. You can keep them really simple. You can dress them up. You can add little extra blings or fancy little embellishments or papers. Those can be fun, but it's also just really easy to accomplish with some simple paper as well. So I can't wait to see which ones that you guys create and just be inspired by you. So definitely make sure to share it with us. We always love to see what you guys create in the community. All right, bye guys.